Wowzer. Michael Ford, you need to be fired. The words on a letter from David Genova were false. People are crying today because they are not like you. You have legs, you walk around. Yeah, they're crying because they're invalids. They're invalid for community participation. Listen to the MP3 on this page. It is near the bottom. Zami and Gretchen and Paul and many others need to be fired permanently. I will post all 3 MP3s of those meetings with Zami on YouTube soon. Your statements below are just false or non-factual, or they're actually illegal statements. Why did you bother sending me a letter? It's just digging RTD deeper into a hole. The outcome of that investigation was shared with you on January 15, 2020. I know, it's over a year old now. Outcome of the investigation. Yeah, right. You don't know the background. Oh, the MP3 files will let you know the background. It found that eligibility is not based on the type of mobility aids used by an individual, but their functional ability. See, right there, their functional ability. That's when you stuff wheels under a person's rear end to use fixed route transit services. As a result, persons being assessed using a wheelchair may be given either unconditional or conditional eligibility based on their functional assessment. No, see, their functional assessment is about them, not the wheels underneath them. As a result, persons being assessed using a wheelchair may be either given unconditional or conditional eligibility based on their functional assessment. There you go again. It's not their functional assessment, because right here, functional, you're sticking wheels under the person. And oh my goodness, wheels can go anywhere. Well, actually, no. Why do you think four-wheeling is a thing? Why do you think tanks are a thing? Why do you think airplanes are a thing? The outcome of that audit determined that 43.8 persons of customers, wow, during that period received unconditional access. But more people received conditional access. Yeah, I want to know, out of all those people, it's in the hundreds, how many cannot walk? The ADA trumps the FTA every minute of every day. First point, giving a person who cannot walk conditional access to Access-a-Ride is horrible and against the ADA mandate for paratransit. Again, the person cannot walk. Second point, conditional access to Access-a-Ride is a joke, or it's from that character, the Joker. I personally, through advocating, know about conditional use of paratransit, and factually, it really means no use. I know people today who can't get to where they need to go. Third point. Well, back to the conditional access. Oh my goodness. RTD is so arbitrary how they make the conditional access. If temperatures are below this number, then the person can use Access-a-Ride. Oh, well, who decides that number? It's arbitrary. That wasn't decided by the doctor. I've seen actual doctor statements being given to RTD saying this person has poikilothermia. They cannot be outside when it's under 50 degrees or 55 or 65 degrees. And guess what? RTD looks at that note and says, okay, if it's below 39 degrees, you can have well, wait, I thought it was about the person, about their body. Yeah, that conditional use is an absolute Well, it's a joke, but it's a very painful one. That's why I put Joker on there. Do you even know what poikilothermia is? Probably not. You use your legs and your arms. Third point. A functional assessment is about the person's disability. You, Michael, Gretchen, Paul, Zami, Easter seals are using wheelchairs to deny people unconditional use of paratransit. Oh my goodness, the optics on this is so horrible. I personally know lots of people who have no legs, no use of legs, etc., and they are denied their unconditional access to Access-a-Ride. In fact, one of them sat in one of these meetings, and that will be posted on YouTube. You guys don't really believe me that I'm going to do that. I'm giving you more chances. In a wheelchair, said, I just moved here to Denver, and Access-a-Ride has many barriers to it. And her exact words were something like this: why is RTD putting up barriers to use Access-a-Ride? You might not be able to understand the speech in that audio because this person also has a very difficult time speaking, but she does. In meeting 2, which I will put up soon on YouTube, a person with no legs asked Zami why conditional use was given to her instead of unconditional use. Zami acted like a good bureaucrat and said she would personally look into it. But the person with no legs was still not given unconditional use. I know many more people like this too. Tell you what, put me on the Paratransit Appeals Committee, and I shall prove RTD is breaking the ADA after 2 meetings. Again, and a judge and jury and the public will readily agree with me. 3 points. The functional assessment is really about 1, the person, 2, their body's ability and their mind's ability. Okay, body, mind. And 3, the functional assessment was created to enfold more people into using paratransit. Not take people who cannot walk, who don't have legs, and say, hey, you can't use paratransit because you got a wheelchair. Zami, Paul, Gretchen, Easter seals, and others are using functional assessment to deny people who cannot walk, no legs, or no use of legs, access to Access-a-Ride. Please, by all means, put me on that committee, the appeals committee. There are so many ways that RTD is breaking the law. And you'd think people in the Civil Rights Department would understand this. Last time I checked, the Civil Rights Department, they were in offices that take steps to get to them. A building where there's plenty of other offices without steps. But no, civil rights is behind steps. RTD has lots of committee meetings, and they give out bus passes, but they don't give out paratransit passes.